From Draymond constantly getting ejected from games to the Golden State Warriors possibly being better without Green on their squad, here's why Draymond Green needs to leave the Warriors. As we all know, Draymond's been a menace for years, but he kicked things up a notch in 2023. I mean, seriously, this dude's straight up been assaulting his opponents, and it's just getting ridiculous at this point. Just look at what he did to Sabonis in the 2023 playoffs. With the Warriors down by 4 in an almost must-win Game 3, Sabonis went crashing down after going for the rebound, and unfortunately for him, he fell near Dre. Green thought Sabonis was intentionally holding his foot down, so he stomped the big man right in his chest. Jeez, Draymond was out there channeling his inner Seth Rollins with that vicious curb stomp. He obviously got ejected right away, but the NBA world was pissed at the 4-time champ. Little did they know that the worst was yet to come, because he's pulled off even crazier antics towards the end of 2023. After all, when the Dubs were up against Minnie in November of 2023, Dre committed one of the wildest fouls we've ever seen. After Klay Thompson and Jaden McDaniels got into a fight, the rest of the players soon got in on the action too. And before we knew it, Green had Rudy Gobert in a headlock. As you can see, it wasn't just for a second. No, this guy had him in a headlock for at least 7 seconds before the two were pulled apart. People were in disbelief because Dre pulled out an MMA move during a basketball game. Besides being ejected, he even served a 5-game suspension. And as if this wasn't bad enough, he got ejected just a month later for whipping out a 360 windmill punch on Jusuf Nurkic. The big man immediately fell down because Green clocked him right in his jaw. Nobody could believe what they saw. And since this has become such a massive issue with the 4-time champ, not only was he ejected from the game, but he was suspended indefinitely because the situation's gotten way too out of hand. While talking about the situation, Nurk said that he's always had a lot of respect for Green, and the incident didn't change that since he's a 4-time champ and future Hall of Famer. He went on to add that he feels sad seeing Dre going in such a direction and that he has no bad feelings or any hate towards him, though at the end of the day, Nurk believes that Green needs help. As for Jusuf's teammate Kevin Durant, he said that the incident was insane to see and that he's glad Nurk is alright. Much like everyone else, KD was shocked as he claimed that he's never seen anything like that before, and like Nurk, said that he hopes Green gets the help that he needs. Here's the thing though, since Green's been doing this for so long, it seems unlikely for him to change his ways. I mean, who can forget the 2016 season when he kicked Steven Adams in the Crown Jewels twice, and then tried to swing at LeBron James in the finals? Those alone are way too many violent fouls, but they aren't even half of the terrible fouls he's committed since he became a starter for Golden State. And of course, who can forget about the time Green straight up tackled Kevin Porter Jr. back in November of 2021? All of these fouls were obviously what messed up his reputation, but it was an off-court incident that ruined it for good. Yup, you guessed it, I'm talking about the Jordan Poole situation. After the Warriors had a super successful 2022 season, when they won the NBA Finals, things took a turn for the worse in October of 2022, right before the 2023 season was set to begin. News broke out that Poole and Green got into a scuffle during practice, and while that alone sounds like terrible news, it wasn't until TMZ leaked the video that we saw how bad the incident really was. First, Green and JP started arguing with each other, and soon Dre got all up in the point guard's face before sucker punching him so hard that he looked like a dead man. The NBA world went wild, and nobody could believe what they were seeing, especially because both men used to get along pretty well all until that point. Though ever since that happened, things weren't the same. There was always underlying tension between them which anyone could see through. As if the situation wasn't bad enough, the Warriors were terrible at making Poole feel better after the incident, as they didn't really punish Dre, which only made JP feel more excluded. And before anyone knew it, he was a shell of his former self. The punch had a horrible effect on Poole's mental health, while the Dubs' amazing chemistry from the 2022 season was no more. And all thanks to Dre, the Warriors had a terrible season that ended in disappointment. Poole made rookie mistakes all throughout the regular season and the playoffs, and since he had some of the worst games of his career during the 2023 season, Golden State had to choose whether they wanted him or Green for the 2024 season. They went with Dre while Jordan was sent to the Wizards. Poole's been playing the worst basketball of his career ever since, while Green's been doing everything except actually playing ball. As I told you, he's been getting ejected for his violent antics, and that's been messing up the Warriors' rhythm. He got suspended for a while after the Wolves game, and after his incident with Nurk, the NBA gave him an even longer suspension. While Draymond isn't the best player, his presence is still important on defense, and when he does play well, he can help the Warriors win games. That said, it doesn't seem like he's going to get back on track. Sure, he said he's going to use the suspension as a way to work on himself and stop being so violent for no reason. But let's be real, that's just never going to happen. It's been 9 years since Green's been a mainstay in the Warriors' starting five, and he's only been getting worse as the years have gone on. Each year, Draymond treats us to even crazier fouls, but the worst part's that he almost always commits them on purpose. What's more, the fact that he let his fists loose on his own teammate is proof of how bad the situation has gotten. I don't know why, but he's just a really aggressive person, and if he keeps playing games, we might just see Malice at the Palace 2.0. Thanks to his terrible behavior being so common, he's one of the most hated players in the league. On top of that, since he's been a core member of the Warriors, fans only hate the Dubs even more than they already do simply because Green plays for them. If Golden State trades him away, not only will they get less negative press, but they'll also have less haters. So far, it seems as if Golden State messed up big time by choosing Dre over Poole, and that's what a lot of people are thinking. In fact, many Warriors fans have consistently said that it would be far better if Golden State had JP rather than Dre in the 2024 season. Not only would he have actually been present for games rather than getting ejected for violent fouls, but he would have helped the Warriors be more liked. While JP had some goofy moments, he was definitely more likable than Green ever was. Not to mention, Poole fit in much better in Golden State than in Washington. So Dre essentially ruined his career only to do absolutely nothing for the Warriors in return. That said, the Dubs haven't been faring too badly without him. So that begs the all-important question: are the Warriors perfectly fine without him? Well, I think they are. You see, even though Green's an amazing player on defense and can make terrific plays on offense, he's not as good as he was in 2016 and 2017. And in all honesty, the Dubs have been pretty alright without him in the recent past. And even in the 2024 season. Sure, they've lost 9 games without him, but they've also won 9 with Green out of action. And that includes a 5-game winning streak, which is a major reason why I think they'll be fine if they trade him. He might have championship experience, but there are so many better options available to the Warriors. They have Trace Jackson-Davis, Dario Saric, and even Kevin Looney, all of whom can be better than Dre on any given night. Plus, Steph is still on the Warriors, and he can be the main leader instead of Dre. In my opinion, that would be far better than Green being the leader, since Curry's far more level-headed and actually leads by example, unlike Green, who likes to act as if he's a great player, but really isn't that special. Steph's approach to leadership will be especially better for the younger players, because he won't start punching them. All in all, the signs point to the Dubs benefiting from Dre no longer being a Warrior. So, from Golden State possibly being better without Green on their squad, to Draymond constantly getting ejected from games. That was why Draymond Green needs to leave the Warriors.